What's up, guys? So here we are. I'm just here for my last video of the weekend. Sorry, it's been so long for me to get all these up. But did the first two earlier. Went to spin class. Feel refreshed and ready to hit it again. So the week ahead looks. I don't know, man. It looks rough. It looks like it's going to be tough trading, honestly. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm super pleased that kind of what we were talking about last week with that line that was up here that we had drawn. Really happy that worked out. But now we're coming into some pretty key levels, right? So we're just going to start off with the SPY. How's everything looking here? It's looking not great, right? Some good news, right, is that we've got this increasing trend on our volume. So that's good, but I don't think we've got enough volume yet to really base out. I think we're going to need, I'm thinking probably at least 300 million volume to a significant level, maybe down towards this 256 or 250 area, somewhere in here to really base out. As you see, like this is the fib, right? So this is just coming from 1 year ago, lows 1 year ago to highs of today. And like it's following it so well. Sat on 38.2, sat on the 50, now it's sitting on the 61.8. So if we crack this, I think we're going to see some pretty serious panic. So I'm honestly looking for, at the moment, for the first couple of days, I think I'm going to be looking for shorts, popping into any of these significant levels. But I think this week we will see a bottom. I think this volume will peak out, and I think we're going to see at least a temporary bottom and get a good old bounce, probably. I don't know, I'd say at least back up to this kind of 273 level. Because once we base out any way whatsoever, the big dog is going to start coming in. The money's going to start flooding the market, trying to catch the bottom, all these buy the dippers, So we're just going to have to see. We're just going to have to see. But I'm stoked either way. It's going to provide good opportunities, but we're going to have to be careful this week, guys. We really could get caught in the grind. If we go to the weekly, like we're coming into like nothing, right? Nothing. 200's way down here at 230, and if we got all the way down there, that would be insane. But to be honest, I'm feeling pretty bearish on the SPY, but I'm going to be relying on intraday action, to be honest, mostly just because that's been the truest for me this last week is the intraday. It hasn't lied to us yet, So let me see if I've got, no, I haven't got any lines drawn. Cool. So what I'm thinking, let's see, what was I looking at here? Yeah, so it's these kind of channels, right? So if I were to draw a couple lines in here, this channel here is going to be pretty big, right? So we had a rejection yesterday. It's held before, right? So this 268 is going to be pretty significant. You've also got on the hourly that 50 EMA coming down. The hourly chart really doesn't like that 50 EMA. Whether you're going long or short, whatever the trend is the hourly chart almost always just rejects that thing, especially on the first time it's tapping, right? So tap, reject, tap, got a bit over, but then reject, tap, reject, coming up near it, reject, tap, reject. So I'm not sure. What I'm probably going to do, honestly, this upcoming week is, so I'm trying to use my options account, which I'm going to be using this week. So stoked to really take advantage of these volatile moves on the SPY particularly. So what I'm thinking I'm going to be doing is if I get a pop up into this 268.61 area to 270, I'm going to start looking at puts expiry this week, looking for a continued move down towards kind of these levels, right down towards here, towards this 256, kind of 258 area, somewhere in here. That's what I'll be looking at those puts for. And then so I'll be taking those. But then if I see the SPY kind of come up, hold this 268.61, I'm going to go ahead and go long on the calls. And I'll probably do 2R. So the plan is for this week, just because I really don't know what's going to happen, is when I see my first kind of entry signal, so let's say it pops up here, right, and it gives me a bearish candlestick, or it looks really weak, what I'll do is I'll take 1R short, right? So what that means is I'm going to risk 100 bucks for my puts, and I'm going to have that risk to zero, right? So those puts can go completely worthless on me. I don't give a shit. Doesn't matter to me. I got this idea from Smash the Bid. So I'm going to go 100 bucks on those puts, and if they go to zero, I lose 100 bucks, and that's totally fine. But if the trend reverses on me, right? So in the event that the stock, I take the puts and the stock starts coming down, but then it shoots back up, what I'll do is I'm going to reverse my bias because I've been having trouble finding the trend, and I'm going to long calls. I'm going to do 2R on that second move because I was looking at my stats. It looks to me like early in the day I'm usually pretty good. My second session, so kind of my second 30 minutes from 10 to 10:30, I'm really on point with my accuracy. So if I get a call in that area and it's opposite to what I already have position on, I don't care. Double the risk and take that and let it rip, and then kind of manage the two of those positions into the end of the week, just so I can take advantage of the SPY moving around. Other than the SPY, obviously I'm going to be looking at my usual kind of big wigs. So Amazon, all these beta stocks, right? Amazon, so weak after that earnings. Whoa, what a drop. Can you imagine if you were stuck in this? I know a couple guys who had picked up shares way down here, kind of in this area, and in this area. And they were all long into this move, and they didn't know if they were going to cover. All of them went ahead and got out of their positions before earnings, and wow, what a great idea. Like, whew, that's a serious drop. You got a massive doji here on the hourly into that kind of 13 EMA and 20 EMA. Not looking good for Amazon. On the daily, though, or this is a weekly chart, this does look good, right? We're coming into the 50 EMA here on the weekly, and 50 EMA, obviously, nice. We get bounces all through the history, right? Bouncing. I don't know. It's tough to say if it's actually going to pop here. It might, it really might. So what I'm going to be watching for Amazon, two key levels, 1700 up here and 1600 down here. If first thing I get a wash to 1600, I'm going to long Amazon because 1600, if we come back here to the weekly, right, it's just above this 50 EMA, and then if we come back into the daily, that's yesterday's lows, right? 1600 area has a lot of kind of support, right? So I'll probably do this on the option side as well, just so I can manage my risk and risk for those calls to go to zero. So that's if it goes down first. So I'd be entering. I'll go ahead and draw a line here down towards this 1600 and maybe even down here towards that 1586. And then otherwise, I'll be looking at the 1700 level here. Let's see if I can get it on there. Close enough. Just because top of this channel here, channel, I mean, it popped through there, but immediately came back, right? So it seems to be a pretty good level. And if we get over the 1700, I can definitely see a move up into 1742. And if I see a move up towards 1700, 742 right off the bat, first thing on the day, I will be looking short. Remember, guys, things are crazy right now. The market's trying to trap everybody left, right, and center. If it shoots up, it's trapping longs. If it shoots down, it's trapping shorts. So just be careful. So if I see this thing shoot right up first thing off the bat, I'm going to look for a signal, bearish signal, and then short into these key levels. If it goes, drops, and then looks like it's about to reverse for me at any of these levels, I'll go long. Very simple. That's what I'm doing there. I'm doing that on all my stocks, really. Netflix. Square looks actually kind of strong, but what I'm going to do is a stock that is interesting to me right now is Apple. If you look at Apple on the daily here, it's been stuck in this range, right? It hasn't actually done anything. The market's been just tanking. Almost everything is below their 200 moving average, except Apple. So this is a serious divergence, right? And it's not that Apple isn't doing volume, it's doing its normal volume, right? So this is a huge divergence from the market. And so what that tells me is if the market gets a pop, Apple is my go-to long. This thing has got, just look at this range, right? It's just building volume and volume and volume and volume. And if it cracks up or down, this thing is going to absolutely explode. So I'm going to be watching Apple very carefully in the event that the market looks strong. And in the event that the market, and like this, I would give you intraday, but like look at these, right? It's literally just all the same one big massive channel here, right? So there's no levels in there unless it breaks out really, or you try and scoop the bottom here If the market opens kind of weak and you think it's going to pop. If the market looks weak, what I'm probably going to do is take a look at Netflix. This is a nasty chart, man. Like, just not great, right? Coming to the 50. So what I'll probably be looking for is a pull all the way down to the 61.8. And then if I can get... So I'm looking to probably take puts. This is crazy. Take some puts if it pops up and try and get it down to here. And then if we get a wash down to 61.8, or if we even if I'm shorting it the way down, as soon as this thing hits 61.8, I'm going to have an alert set. And I'm going to take a pretty reasonable bit of size, risk to zero again on some calls, because I think it's going to come, man. I think the bounce is going to come this week, and I want to make sure that I'm properly positioned and appropriately sized. Either way, no matter what happens. So that's basically what I'm watching, right? But on top of all that, I'm watching all my usual stocks, right? So Tesla, I'm probably just going to let go. You know, it was a wonderful relationship we had there for a short period of time, but I'm just so scared of trading that thing. It's so insane. Like, it does anything at any point in time. I've made probably 6 trades on that stock, and I've only ever made money once, and that was on the trade this last week. It's just such a tough trader, man. It just gives false signals all over the place. It's so wicky. I'm sure I'm probably going to ditch that and find something else, kind of check the scans tomorrow and things like that. But this is what I'll be watching. If you have any questions kind of about what I'm talking about here, go ahead and ask. And good luck to everybody. Remember, don't get caught in the grind. Don't get trapped. Be careful. Size appropriately. And there's a lot of money to be made in the market, right? But there's also, you'll get stuck in these grinds, right? So I will talk to you all tomorrow after another day of trading. Deuces, guys.